What is going on? Welcome everybody to Raw Takes Unfiltered. And we have my brother coming in right now. Triborough, your other host. Let's get him in here.
Yo,
What
what's
up,
good?
Tri?
What up?
Man, I'm ready for tonight, bro. It's gonna get crazy.
Oh yeah,
Cause
yes.
I've got some thoughts, but I'm gonna let you take the reins for a minute and let's do a quick recap on wrestling,
Uh-huh.
Raw, all that stuff. What'd you think of Backlash when it came out? Just give me a quick
Okay.
recap.
All right. Bet.
Let's go.
Bet. All right.
We all hooked up. We mic'd up. We ready to go?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Let's roll.
Yeah.
So we got Drake's album dropped. Got a lot to say about that. Then we are going to talk about a little Punisher tonight on the podcast. But what's up with
Right.
wrestling? What's up with the wrestling world? What you think?
We had backlash last week, and I only like two matches really. Like the first match was Braun Breaker against Seth Rollins, and I pretty much felt like Braun was gonna win because he returned at Mania 42 and he caused Seth to lose that match, and that's what happened. Logan Paul interfered in the match, and Seth got speared, and Braun won. And the main event, Jacob Fatu against Roman Reigns, that was the best match to me. Like that was really a great match. They fought outside of the ring as well. Um, Jacob already shows that he has the talent to be a future world champion. It just wasn't now. I'm like, there's no way in hell that they're gonna strip Roman of the title and put it on Jacob after Roman makes his return and won at Mania 42 and he beat CM Punk. I'm like, they're not. I don't see Roman losing that title until possibly next WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia. I think he's gonna
Mhm.
hold on for the title for the whole year. But they'll throw him in new feuds. Like everybody wants to see him in Oba Femi. I want to see that. I think Oba is a good challenge for him, but even Oba's not ready to win the world title yet. But
Yeah.
that was a good match. They'll probably run it back again at the next pay-per-view. I think that's the Clash. Um that's gonna be overseas. But it was good. It was a good match. You know, everything else in between, like the Miz, it's like the Miz is like always like the go-to guy to put in like a tag team, or if you want comic relief, you put the Miz in something. I didn't really care for that. They had Trick Williams and versus Sami Zayn. Trick Williams won. Little Yachty came out and interfered in that match, which is what he did at Mania 42.
Hmm.
And they got to find something to do with Sami Zayn. Like the whole gingerbread man gimmick is whack. Sami Zayn
Hmm.
is too talented to be resorted to, dressing up as a gingerbread man, and then he goes on SmackDown and he's beating up the gingerbread man outfit, and you have to find something to do with Sammy. But you had that match, Io Sky against Asuka. Io Sky won, and after the match, Asuka and her, like, they started to hug, and she was crying, and people were saying that Asuka is leaving the company, but she's not leaving the company. She has like some family personal stuff to deal with,
Hmm.
so they gave her grace period, and she's coming back to the company. So I'm glad that they kept her, because I think Asuka is definitely a future women's Hall of Famer. She's won every major title, and they already like got rid of like half of the roster on SmackDown. I don't think you could get rid of Asuka, but she'll be back, and that's pretty much it. So it was like a lackluster Backlash. Like I said, like, to me, there was only like two good matches really, and everybody wanted to see Jacob against Roman and how that was gonna play out. And I'm surprised that the Usos didn't come out and interfere in that match, or Solo Sikoa, because Jacob warned the Usos on SmackDown not to interfere in the match and not to show up, and I thought for
Mhm.
sure at least maybe Jay was gonna come out and interfere, but we didn't get no Usos coming out. It was just like a straight match, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do moving forward with that Roman and Jacob for two feud.
Yeah. What about Raw? Did you find anything interesting on Raw?
On Raw, they were planning on doing like a Roman acknowledge me celebration at the end of Raw, and of course Jacob broke that up, and they had the Usos out there, and I don't know. There's rumors saying that the Usos are gonna turn on Roman and join Jacob. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't see the Usos turning on. I think Jimmy is very loyal to Roman, even after everything that Roman has done to Jimmy. He kicked him out the bloodline. He replaced him with Solo Sikoa, and I don't know. I don't see the Usos turning on Roman. They're very loyal to him. Even now, it's kind of weird because it's like they Jay Uso has a fan base on his own as when he started as a solo competitor, and
Mm.
then it's like him rejoining with his brother and them standing by Roman. It's almost like they're playing like the heel face, like line, like they're stepping on both sides. It's like they're heel, but their faces, you're hearing boos from the crowd now, but they're still yeeting for Jey Uso. So it's they're in like a weird territory right now. But you had
Yeah.
that Oba Oba came out to do an open challenge, and we didn't get nobody. So he had to like basically he took La Garza, I think that's their name. That was Santos Escobar crew, La Garza, and I think they had gotten released, but they came back, and he had took them from the back, and he put both of them in the ring and defeated both of them. But they need a challenge for Oba. There's so many people right now on Raw that can challenge Oba, like Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed when he returns from injury. That would be like a good feud for him. You got Jacob for two. I would like to see him go at Jacob. You got Gunther. There's a lot of talent that Oba can feud with. I don't know who they're gonna put him up against next, but I think they'll looking to see who can we put next against Oba after he defeated Brock Lesnar. Um, the tag team division, there's the Street Profits. They came over from SmackDown to Raw, and they got involved in the storyline with Division and Seth Rollins, but Montez had warned Seth not to interfere in the match, and he interfered and cost them the chance of winning the tag titles again against Austin Theory and Logan Paul. So now it's like you kind of have like a feud going on with Montez from the Street Profits and Seth Rollins,
Yeah.
but Angelo Dawkins doesn't want to get involved in the feud. But I think that would be like a good jumping off point for Montez as a solo competitor, because they were really pushing him, a couple years ago to go solo from the Street Profits, and it never happened. But I think he's just as athletic and talented as Jey Uso, where he can leave his tag team and go solo and possibly win a world title. And I think him like have starting a feud with Seth Rollins would help him out as like help him out as a singles competitor.
Mm.
So you have that
So
going on as well.
speaking of Netflix and what's popping tomorrow, who do you got? Do you got Rhonda or you got Gina?
I
Because for
got I got
me,
Ronda. Ronda's a little bit younger. She like what 38, and Gina's 44. But Ronda lost like her last. I believe she lost like her last three fights in UFC.
well, she was
Um,
undefeated until what's her name? Homegirl whooped on her,
yeah,
whooped her ass bad.
right.
Um, and then as far as her wrestling career, she
I mean
she
she I
couldn't.
mean she won when she came to wrestling. She won. She was a women's champion more than once, and she had a great feud with Charlotte. But
Yeah,
I don't think she was ever like real serious of like being like a wrestler for a long time. Like she went in it, she tried it, she won, and then she left. But
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a good match. I'm excited to see this. I'm
I,
not really like, huh? Bro.
no, I've got Gina winning this one all day.
Okay. You
Um,
did tell me that. You did say that.
yeah, I think she's more technical and
Hmm.
she's a better fighter,
Right.
better ground game.
Right.
Um, I think if it goes blow for blow, which it might, then Ronda might have a chance. But
Right.
I think Gina's gonna make her submit. That's
Well,
just that's just my opinion.
it's gonna be interesting to see. I definitely want to see this. I'm not really huge on UFC. I have watched like some matches, but this is like a match they've been hyping for months. So I definitely want
Well,
to watch it.
I'm just happy to see, because Gina got, she got flushed out
Right.
when she made her little tweets and they took her off the Mandalorian and Disney
Yes.
did all this bullshit. And Rhonda's had her little movie spots and all that stuff, but it felt like Rhonda at one time was just dominating, and then once she got her ass whooped, it was like it humbled her,
Right.
and then she kind of quit because she no longer felt like she could do it anymore, and it's just
Right.
weird to me. So I just feel like
Yeah.
Gina my opinion.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Ronda. I feel like Ronda got like
You got Ronda.
one. Yeah, I got Ronda. I think she's gonna win.
Okay. And I got Gina. I got
Okay.
Gina. Just remember, y'all, I said Gina, so remember that. She gonna make her submit.
Right.
All
100%.
right. It's time to upset the Drake fans.
Uh-oh. We going in now.
What was Oh yeah, we're going in because
Okay.
at first, I guess it's because I haven't listened. I went in biased. So everybody, y'all know, I'll say all day, Drake's a great entertainer. I think to put him in a GOAT category is out of this world, but
Right.
people do because
Mhm.
people just don't respect the whole like not having ghostwriters thing
Right.
anymore. It's so common now
Mhm.
that it's more common sense to have one than not to have one when you're not a veteran rapper. Um, and after listening to, I mean, I listened to this album over and over and over all day at work because
Right.
there are certain points I can really focus on it, and then there are certain points where I can't. So I kind of have to let an album play all
Mhm.
the time.
Right.
It's it's better. It's good as far as being the better album, but it's not anything that 10 years from now I'm gonna be like, yo, this album was fire.
Right.
It's not a thank me later. It's not a nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and he's going at the wrong people. Calling out Hove. He don't want to do in three separate songs. He's calling out Hove,
Mhm.
which I think he thinks he's so big and that Hove has somehow become irrelevant because
Right.
anytime anybody in the industry gets one little meek chance
Mhm.
to get views and get likes on their content, they go after Jay.
Right.
Going after Pusher T, that
Crazy.
was crazy because Pusher T already shut him down.
Right.
Like, if anybody says that Drake won that battle, they're out their mind.
Facts.
Once he exposed Drake on all that shit, it was over.
Right.
And then you got Malice's back. So you mean to tell me you're not just gonna battle Pusher T?
Right.
Malice is jumping in.
Yep.
That's when they come back. Dissing Rick Ross, but you're also dissing a guy that ghost wrote for you. Rick Ross has ghost written verses for Drake.
Right.
But in turn, I really think Drake elevated Rick Ross's career.
I
So
disagree. That part I disagree because that's the narrative that there's being for whatever reason put out that the two biggest hits that Ross had is with Drake. Rick Ross has
No,
had
no, no. I don't
big
agree with
hits
that.
without Drake though. He's had other
Yeah, yeah,
hits
no.
without Drake though. He don't need Drake.
No, but Drake elevated him because you have like the core Drake fans are literally just that. They don't listen to any other rapper or they believe he's the GOAT. They believe all this shit in their head.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I feel like if you don't write your own shit, you can't be put in a fucking GOAT category. And I will stick to that till the day I die.
Right.
Like I said, if you heard that Nas had all of his or most of his songs ghostwritten,
Mm-hmm.
could us old heads honestly say, well, he's still a GOAT? Because now you don't even know if he wrote it or not.
Right.
So,
I mean, is does the rules change for R&B when there's like a lot of R&B artists that are considered legends, but they don't write their own music, like Usher. Usher is like one of the
well,
best. He's never wrote a single song.
yes, but it all comes back around 360. Michael Jackson has written some of the
Mm-hmm.
greatest songs for himself
Right.
and then has passed on songs
Mm-hmm.
to make somebody else a success. Same with Prince.
Right.
Prince has done phenomenal songs and then has given away phenomenal songs.
Right.
So I think in that type of structure in R&B or rock or country, ghostwriting has always been seen like that. If you can date ghostwriting for R&B back to the 50s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, that's always been a thing inside of R&B, country, rock and roll. But in rap, when rap first came out, nobody knew that, Melly Mel wrote for this person or Big Daddy Kane or Rakim wrote for this person. It was all in secret, but they didn't write an entire album.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Drake is sitting here dissing people that have ghostwritten for him, that have stuck by him, and then finally said, "Fuck it, I'm done," and changed their ways. Because that's Rick Ross was sticking by Drake through a lot of shit, and then he just got tired of it. I don't know why Ross even threw himself into this
What
because he wanted the clout.
supposedly it was over there was a song that French Montana did with Drake, and Drake sent a cease and desist to French that he went not to release it, and Ross got mad about that. And then remember they were supposed to do the YOLO album together, Drake and Ross, and uh there was some issues with that, and that never happened. And they have songs like still in the vault that we may never hear. You know what I'm saying? So I think Ross got fed up with the whole cease and desist thing,
Yeah,
and he just went off on him, and he threw himself in that battle when Kendrick and Drake were feuding.
yeah,
He
which
threw
I
it, man.
think,
He went online. He went online. He started saying Drake had a nose job. He called him BBL Drizzy. You know,
yeah.
I think they even made a song called BBL Drizzy because of that. And
Well,
at the verses last week against French Montana, Ross told the DJ not to play Drake's part on Austin Martin music, on Aston Martin music, and he said he was like he told the audience, he's like, y'all sing Little Man's part. So he didn't play Drake's part at all. He let the crowd sing it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people say, well, that's the best part of the song. I mean, it was dope. That's not the best part of the song though. They totally ignore Chrisette Michelle, who's a great R&B singer. They don't even mention her,
Mhm.
and she was on the song as well.
Yeah.
You know what
She's
I'm
the
saying?
part.
And I'm like, Ross had big hits before Aston Martin music. He don't need Drake.
No, but I'm saying I'm not saying that he needed Drake, but Drake did help elevate him as far as stream wise. You have to remember Rick Ross came out in a time where we were still buying
Right. CD.
CDs.
Right. Right.
So, it wasn't up until like maybe what is it? The rap one that you like. The one that the Rick Ross album that
Oh,
his third
Deeper Than
album.
Rap. Deeper Than Rap.
Deeper Than Rap is when streaming really started to kind of really
Yeah.
get up there.
Right.
If you go back, you'll see that in CD sales, Rick Ross beat out Drake.
Mm-hmm.
But now that streaming is here, which 50 Cent,
Right.
he put, you
He's
showed me
trolling.
that post,
Yeah.
which is hilarious.
Uh-huh.
Um, you know, Drake is bigger on streaming because it's out to the masses, whereas
Right.
Rick Ross wasn't. The hardcore fans were A, still believing his story, and B, we liked, he could spit. I'll give him that. He's a dope lyricist. He's
Yeah.
ghostwritten for Trick Daddy, various artists on Slip and Slide,
Mm-hmm.
Trina, Drake. There was rumors of him even helping out a couple of things for Meek Mill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like I said, there's a difference between writing a song for somebody and then, throw this bar in there instead of this bar because I think it sounds harder.
Let me
You know
let
what I
me
mean?
ask you something. Let me, like, since you brought up the Rick Ross thing, like, which one is worse? Is it more worse to have a ghostwriter as a rap artist, or to be a rap artist and have a certain image that wasn't really you from the get go? Because I mean, if we're gonna do that, there's a lot of artists from way back when that looked a certain way before they got that record deal, and then once they got the record deal, they look a different way after. Right? I love Onyx, but Onyx did not have the ball. They didn't come in with the ball heads and Timberlands when
No.
they first started. They had like blonde hair. They were wearing like real Prince type of
Hmm.
wardrobes. You know what I'm saying? And once they got signed to Def Jam, they shaved their heads and they started wearing all black, and they had the Tims and the herringbone necklaces. But they didn't look like that when they first started.
Well, it's the same with Mob Deep. When they came out with Juvenile Hell,
Mhm.
Juvenile Hell, they didn't look like Mob Deep. It didn't even sound like a Mob Deep album.
Right. But they were in their teens though, and
Yeah.
and they had
So
mentors. They had
wasn't Onyx.
they had
Onyx
lost
wasn't mad old.
right. They had Lost Professor and Q-Tip mentor them, especially Havoc, on the beats and how to make better beats and production. And then he became a legendary producer. So they had the mentors. Same with Onyx. Onyx had Jam Master Jay. You know what I'm saying? Wait, the Rick Ross. I've heard this for years about Rick Ross. Oh, he was a security officer, this and that. He still make dope music for a security officer.
Yes, and I've said that he makes dope music. I love Rick Ross lyrically,
Mm-hmm.
but the fact that I don't care about him being an officer. Look, whatever you got to do to feed your family,
Right,
that's what you got to do. You
right.
know, but if okay, my skin can, I'm only
Uh,
half German, and I
uh,
always say never black enough for the black people, never white enough for the white people. That's always been my slogan growing up because I could never find my place until I became me,
right,
right? But
right.
if I went on and when I was rapping, when I used to try to do that, my
Mm-hmm.
crew checked me. When I was like, yo, I'm buying bricks, they was like, yo, you're not buying bricks. You was only at half a, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Half a pound before you quit. So
Right,
how the fuck you gonna say you're hustling bricks?
right.
Because we came up in a generation of hip hop where once you got exposed, it was over.
Yeah.
Look what happened to Tevin Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they found out that he was gay,
Right.
all of a sudden everybody hated Tevin Campbell. He didn't make good music. Are you out your mind?
Yeah. And
You know what
and
I'm saying?
he got unfairly. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know if he ran out of the industry or he got unfairly shunned for that.
Push.
Right. But
Yeah.
when Frank Ocean comes out now with Channel Orange, and he comes out the same time that he got nominated for the Grammy for that, he's accepted in the gay
Well,
community.
now because it's a different generation. You know what I mean? It's a
Right.
different time. Now it's okay, but back then it wasn't okay for you to be gay.
Right.
It,
Mm.
it's just it's weird how things change. But I feel like if you're a dope lyricist and you write your own stuff, you're a dope lyricist. But don't stop with the fabricating on the life. Like
Right.
it just doesn't like you. I'm sorry, but Rick Ross does not own all those cars. He leases them.
You don't think
And
he,
as
he
a
has the money
rapper,
to buy that?
no,
We
no.
we we saw Birdman at one point have 50 cars, and he was owning Cash Money with his brother Slim. So why can't Rick Ross has his own label? He has his own liquor line. So he don't. You're
Okay.
telling me you don't have the money for all those cars, but
All those
Birdman do.
cars.
Yeah,
Do you know how much maintenance costs on a Bugatti?
I'm pretty sure he has the money to for the maintenance
Do you know how much it costs to upkeep that mansion that he's in?
that he rented out for Coming to America
Mm-hmm.
Part Two and
Why do you
other
think he rented it out? Do you think he wanted his house to be in a movie? No, he shows off
he-
his house all the time on Instagram. He don't
yeah,
give a
but
shit about that.
mhm, right,
Money, money.
right,
If I if I drove if I owned a car like a Porsche, you know what
mhm,
I'm saying? My dream car, Porsche 911 GT3, right?
mhm,
So if I owned one of those and I couldn't make a car payment, you know,
mhm,
because those car payments are like $18 to $2,000 a month.
mhm,
If I couldn't make it, I'll put my shit on Turo, let somebody drive it around for a little while. Boom, there goes my car payment. Boom,
right,
done. That's
right.
it.
Yes, he has Wingstop. Wingstop is pretty good. I've tasted the wings and fries
And
over there.
Wingstop is all
Who
right.
don't love wings and fries? Like black people, we love wings and fries.
All right, come on now. We gonna break out watermelon too.
I
Come
love
on, man. Don't
watermelon. I love
stereotype us.
hey. If you want to
Look,
stereotype me all you want, I love
it's not.
watermelon is one of my favorite
It,
fruits of all time.
it's not that I'm saying that he's broke or anything like
Mm,
that, but a lot of these cars that these rappers have, and what you said, Birdman having 50 of them, they were
mm,
all leased. They all got taken at
wow.
some point.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm,
He's not the same Birdman that he was after being exposed. Now, how Rick Ross still slips through the cracks,
wow.
I don't know. But to me,
Rick,
I just feel
Listen, Rick Ross he could be a porn star. Tim, he has one of the best discographies of the last 20 years in rap. Easily, but better than Drake. Yeah, there's albums from Drake that I thought were trash. But I've
yeah.
never heard like a whack Rick Ross album. And remember, I didn't start out a Rick Ross fan until Deeper Than Rap. That's his third album.
Well, neither
Because at
did
that
I.
time when he was beefing with 50, he was coming up with better music than 50 Cent.
I actually wasn't. I was still skeptical all the way up until Maybach Music.
Which one
When
though?
he came out with that song with Jay,
Uh-huh.
I was like, okay, he's keeping up with Jay. But when Hustle, when that song first came out, I couldn't fucking stand it.
Right,
I was like, this is the same repetitive shit.
right.
And you know, I guess I'm just used to having complex raps. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? We
yeah,
grew up with NWA and
yeah.
Onyx and Mob Deep and Nas and Jay, like
Mm,
giving us game.
right.
And I just felt like music was shifting. And at that, I still say that lyrically, Ludacris is better than Rick Ross, but I don't
Yeah.
think Ludacris has better albums than
I
Rick
don't think so
Ross.
either. I think there's a cutoff point after Red Light District. I think he got shaky.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But I think his first like four on Def Jam were like his best.
yeah.
But Ross was still going. To me, it was like him and Ti. Like I think they
And
had
he
like the
still
best.
is. Same
Yeah,
with Ti, but their
yeah,
record sales, their streams are not the same.
right.
Jay is still up in the top 10, and he hasn't put out an album since 444. Well, unless you want to count the Carters,
I don't like
and
that
if you
album.
want to
I didn't
count
like
Jay
that.
Electra.
Didn't like that. I didn't like both of those albums. The one with Electra or Beyonce.
Oh, whoa, don't go there with a no,
I'm
no,
just
no, don't
saying.
go there with
Hey,
Electra.
I
Come
know
on.
the Beehive gonna come for me. That's all good. I there's some
No,
Beyonce
I'm not
albums that I
talking
like.
about the beat. That album was trash. Yeah,
You
no,
talking about
I'll give that.
The J Elect album you like? You like that one?
Yeah, I like that one, but I only like Jay's
The,
parts. I don't
the
like I never liked Jay Electra. I never saw the hype about him.
he's dope. He's a dope lyricist. It's just that he never
He's
he took
not
too long to come
consistent.
out. Like he wasn't consistent.
Yeah,
And
and that
when you
kills you
finally
in the
come out, you
industry.
come out with Jay, and then Jay shines you on your own album, and then people had the nerve to compare that to Cuban Link. Like what? Never. RZA in his sleep right now can make a better beat than the stuff that was on that album.
Um, Justin, I gotta kind of disagree with you on that. I don't think Port of Miami is a decent album. Um, for me, Rick Ross, I would have to say his best album is Teflon Don. That
Yes,
is his
that's his best
classic.
album. Yeah.
That is his crown jewel. And that's the album that every time he drops after that, he has to live up to that.
No, I
Port of
mean, he
Miami,
has solid albums after that though. To me.
yes, I know. But what I'm saying is,
Mhm.
Port of Miami was his introduction. We didn't
Mhm.
really know who this guy was. We didn't even know I didn't even know he came from Slip and Slide. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Trick
So
Daddy.
when he got signed to Def Jam, I was like, okay, if Def Jam is backing him, especially in that era,
Mhm.
then they got to be a dope lyricist because Def Jam was about making their money back.
Right.
They
Right.
want their money back ASAP.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, if Def Jam is backing him, he's got to be dope.
Right.
And that's when I started listening to him. I think Teflon Don is his best album, is his classic album, and there's not another one, nor will he ever make another one like that one. He was
Right.
just on his grind. He didn't give a fuck about what anybody was saying about him, and
Right.
he just kept going. And every song on there is a banger. There's not one skippable track on
Right.
Teflon Don.
50 today he threw shade at Drake, and he put up like the first album, rap albums in history to sell 1 mil the first week, and he has Eminem has three. He has Marshall Mathers LP that went
Number
one
one.
point, huh?
That was number one.
Yeah, that was number
Yep.
one. Number two was Eminem Show. Number three was The Massacre from 50 Cent. Number four was Eminem Encore. Five was Drake Views, and six was Weezy with the Carter Three. And out
Hey,
of all of those albums, it's only like it's two bad albums on there for me. Like Encore, I didn't like, and Views was trash. I didn't like Views. Views had
yeah,
big hits on there, but it wasn't a great album.
Views is trash. Carter 3 was the last
Yeah,
good,
that's the
decent
last
Carter.
great album from Weezy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Um, all right, so Views is corny, and I didn't like Encore. I don't think anybody
I don't like
really
Encore.
likes Encore
No,
unless you're a super fan.
not a fan.
Um, which I get. I mean, there are albums that I don't like from Jay, but I'll still listen to them
Right,
because it brings me back to a time that, hey, that was Jay at the time.
right.
Um, and I'm still iffy about the Massacre. I don't think the
I love
Massacre
it.
is as dope as everybody thinks it is.
That is a classic. And I was just telling somebody today, I'm like, the Massacre when that dropped, it got a lot of praise and fanfare, and for whatever reason, 20 years later, people are shitting on it. I really don't understand why. It was
It's not.
huge hits at it.
I'm not shitting on it. It had its bangers on it, but I just don't hear it. I don't go back to it. I
Oh man,
still go back to.
crazy.
Um, I visit Curtis more than I visit the Massacre.
And he had many joints. He had Ski Mask Way. This is 50.
My
Roddy
buddy.
Music. Come on, man. Candy Shop. I mean, that was the first single. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but it was a big hit. Radio played it. The video was always on MTV rotation. This was a huge album for him. I don't know why people hate it. I think this is a classic sophomore album from 50 Cent.
Yep. Justin, I agree with you on that. I've always hated Max B. I think he's the wackest, most trash
Wow.
out of Dipset. He was garbage. I remember I told sorry, Hellrail, you ain't never gonna be on the show anyways. But when I sent that
Oh,
message
yeah.
to Hellrail one time, and he just sent back laughing emojis,
Wow.
and I figured that was kind of his. Well, if he didn't go to jail, he wasn't gonna make it.
Right.
He'd have been Cameron's side bitch. He'd have been his hype man. I
He was
don't.
he was a good hype man for Jim. Jim was in his bag at that time when he had Max by his side.
Yeah, but Max couldn't rap. There was nothing to him. We done that
He,
that that
he, yeah, but
bang.
he has a
A
different
what?
type. He has a different style of rap, like Kid Cudi. Like Kid Cudi is an acquired taste. He's not a true lyricist, but for what he do, he has a lane for what he does. But I would never put Kid Cudi in the same tier as a Jadakiss or Nas. He's not that. You know what I'm saying? But he has a
No.
lane, like Stove God Cooks. He has a lane for the type of rap that he does, but he's not a great lyricist.
Yeah, same with 38 Special. I think 38 Special is a good lyricist,
Yeah,
but he has his own lane because
right,
every song is the same.
right.
You know what I mean?
His beats
So
are better than his rhymes.
yeah,
He rhymes
and
the same flow.
yeah, he's got the same flow where it's
Kal-El.
hey, what up, Cal? He's got the same flow consistently throughout every song. There's no switch up. That's how I feel about OT Real. I don't know where they got this white boy thinking that he's dope. Because he's not. I mean,
Oh man.
and Drake going at Hove, I think, was a wrong move because if Hove come out with an album, it's over. Because you
Yeah.
know that's gonna skyrocket. Only because everybody's been waiting for an album. But if he doesn't come out with another one, I'm okay with that. Because
I want to oh okay. I want to my bad. I want to also there's been people responding to Drake since last night. Khaled put out a statement, but the statement he put out on X, like he's talking in patois, like he's Jamaican. And last time I checked, you Palestinian. Why are you sounding like you from Jamaica? You know what I'm saying? So the
I
whole
don't
that
know.
may even make him look goofy now. It's like you had Drake call you out about you know talking about your Palestinian people and you didn't respond. And the way that you respond is by talking like you Jamaican. That makes no sense. Like you know what I'm saying? It's almost like
Yeah,
when Snoop Dogg went over to Jamaica to do the reggae album, and all of a sudden he thought he was Jamaican.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like Khaled took an L with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's pretty much like the one this like there's many verses that he said, but that's like I see a lot of people talking about the Khaled diss, and of course the J. Cole one. And I felt like I knew that was gonna happen because J. Cole even said in the interview that him and Drake didn't speak for 2 years since the battle.
yeah.
And Drake is calling him out, and Drake is like, you know, he's kind of like blaming Cole for not being by his side. And I feel
Yeah.
like now you that apology shit that shit we let you slide with Kendrick. Now you got to respond to Drake. Now you got to respond to Drake. There should be no excuses, no more apologies. Oh, that's my friend. Your friend just called you out last night on one of his 3 albums.
Well, he called him out, and then, again saying the jig is up. I would take the 500,000. Look, I'm the biggest Jay fan in the world, and I'm going to
Mhm.
take the 500,000. Fuck lunch with Jay Z. What is that going to do for me?
Right,
You know what I'm saying? I'm
right.
taking the 500,000 too. And then everybody runs to Hove for advice. Well, here's the difference. Jay is worth 2.3 billion,
Yeah,
not 700 million, 600 million, 2.3 billion on paper. You know what I'm saying? According to the internet. Another thing is calling out Pusha T. I think that's a bad move. That's a
yeah,
bad move because Pusha T ain't got no problem going in on
exactly.
anybody. And now you got Malice
And you
back.
got
And
Malice back. Yeah.
Malice, despite what people say, I think
Mhm,
Malice killed their album together and
mhm.
had better verses than
Definitely,
Pusher.
definitely. I agree.
I think he came 100% correct and told you he's back in the game.
Hmm.
The church shit is done. He
Yep,
sold his soul back to the devil,
yep.
basically.
And they were ready. Remember, they gave smoke to Travis Scott on "So Be It." They were ready for him, and they called him out by name. So what you think they're gonna do with Drake? You know,
Yeah, they're gonna tear him up. Cal, I kind of, yes, he is a sucker, but he's also bringing up the Kendrick beef. Kendrick won. It's over.
yes.
It's over. You can
Hmm.
make all the videos you want of lighting the little setup that they had to quote unquote boost, his numbers
Yeah,
and all this shit. Do I feel like Kendrick's a dope rapper? No, I don't. He's
right.
good. He's got bangers,
Hmm.
but as far as albums, besides uh Bad Kid, Mad City, I mean,
You,
and damn, what do you got?
you had on TMZ last night, Drake's father, he had something to say about the album, and there's a part on one of the songs where Drake is talking about his father
Yeah,
having cancer. His own father came out to TMZ last night and said, "My son is living in the past. I don't have cancer anymore." That came straight from his father.
yeah,
They have the video
yeah.
clip.
but he used it as a reference. You know what I'm saying? Basically saying we more worried about the game than the team.
Right.
So I get that one. And then I don't know if anybody caught this, and I remember
Mhm.
I was telling you earlier, and I was going to remember the name of the song.
Uh-huh.
So a couple of months ago, there was an article. I can't remember who published the article, but there was an article that Kodak Black was supposed to be the next like big thing out of the South, like like lyricist wise and all
Uh-huh.
that. Which he's got a couple of songs that I like, but I've never been a huge Kodak Black fan.
Right.
I think he's a dope beat selector, and he's got okay lyrics. But they said in the article, da, 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 he's supposed to be the next big thing, but the dumbass can't stay out of trouble. Basically, is what it was. I mean, the president gave you a pardon, and then you go and fuck it up again. Like, it, this dude's just gonna end up in jail for life at some point because he's a fucking idiot.
Right.
That's all I can say about that. But there's a song on that called "Little Birdie," and I feel like Drake is lyrically mimicking Kodak Black's entire style, showing them that he could do it if he wanted to and do it better, and
Right.
to shut the fuck up because Kodak Black is not the future.
I mean,
That's
I
how
didn't
I
even.
interpreted it.
There's,
Go
there's
back
a
and
lot
listen
to
to it.
there's a lot to unpack this album. I feel like this is the first album from Drake since I want to say like if you're reading this,
Yeah,
it's too late. That was the last time like I actually got hyped for a Drake album. Like everything else after that, I checked it out, but I didn't like it. Like More Life, didn't care for it. What was Certified Lover Boy, and you know, I didn't even listen to the Party Next Door album. I'm not a Party Next Door fan. I don't think he can sing.
yeah,
But a lot of those albums I didn't even check. You know, it's only recently because I've been hearing What Did I Miss like for the past couple months, and it actually
yeah,
made the album. And I
yeah.
went back and I checked out for All the Dogs because you know Conductor Williams gave him some heat on there. I'm really like a huge Conductor Williams fan now. Like the stuff he's done for Griselda and Rome Streets. He did an album last year with Ransom. He gave him some heat, and he got Conductor on this album. That's one of the best songs on this album called Finding Friend, not Finding Friends. Firm Friends. My bad. That was done by Conductor. The album is banging. Yeah, I'm not gonna even lie to you. Like the album is banging. He got some banging joints. I love the first track.
Yep.
Make them cry. Like he
I
has
like
like
shut
a
the fuck up.
yeah. There's like a series going on here with like this songs called Make Them Cry and then Make Them Pay, and then we got there's Make Them Remember, and then the last song Make Them Know. All of those songs are fire. All of those songs are fire.
Hmm.
I like Whisper My Name. You have Burning Bridges where he's actually going at ASAP Rocky and Rihanna on that
Yep.
track, and ASAP talked about that on he did an interview on the New York Times podcast like a couple months ago, and he talked about the minute that ASAP started to blow up and he started to do movies and he was modeling for Gucci, he said Drake was in his feelings and he started acting weird. So they haven't
Yep.
spoken in years. So that's they definitely not gonna speak right now because he took a shot at Rihanna and he called him out on Burning Bridges. What did I miss? That's on there. Big hit song. Too Hard for Radio. That was fire. He's going at DJ Mustard on that record. He said DJ Mustard hasn't been great since he worked with YG. And you know Mustard produced Not Like Us, so he's already dissing Mustard on that.
Hmm.
And Little Birdie was dope. That's a nice track. Don't worry.
That one is the one I'm saying. If you go back
Uh,
and listen to it carefully, he is literally basically saying, I could take Kodak Black's style, do it better than he did, and then shut you down.
right.
If you go back and listen to it, maybe I'm looking too deep into it, but
Mm,
that is the interpretation that I got because when I read that article that Kodak was supposed to be like the next big thing, first of all, like, have you heard his last album? Like, who are we talking about here? You know what I mean? His mixtapes are better than his albums. So what are we talking about?
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't get what I'm a gunman. I knew the perk was fake, but I still took it. Why are we doing this? Why
Right.
is it? Why are we doing the drugs now instead of hustling them? I
Right.
just don't. I don't get. And you knew it was fake, but you still took it
Yeah.
anyways. Like, come on,
Yeah. I
come
and
on.
make them pay song is that was the song that was originally titled 1 a.m. in Albany. He changed the title, but he's
Yep.
going at everybody on that song. He went at Dr. Dre, he went at LeBron James, he went at DeMar DeRozan, he went at Kendrick, of course. He called Kendrick Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah.
Um, he went at Rick Ross on that. He went at J. Cole. He went at everybody. That's like his Hit 'Em Up, his Tupac Hit 'Em Up song. He went at everybody on that song. It's over 5 minutes long. Um, like I said, like Kendrick. If I'm Kendrick, I'm not even responding. I already won that war.
No,
And no
he
reason for
already he
Kendrick to
already
respond.
won. He already won. Cal said it earlier. Even Drake
Yeah,
fans know
yeah,
that you're not gonna, as far as lyrical, you're not beating them.
right.
You better hire. I mean, and if this was, first of all, the reason why he dropped 3 albums because now he's out of his contract. He's
Yes.
done.
Yeah, he announced that this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is why we got the other two, which
Mm,
I listened to both twice, and
mm,
they're throwaways. And you could tell.
yeah.
So for me, I don't blame him. He got out of his contract. He's done.
Mm,
And
right.
he's still in the middle of a lawsuit with them. So hey, now let's see how he does independent.
Right.
And
And
he went at the weekend.
oh, did he?
So
I didn't hear the weekend this
I forgot what song it was, but
mm,
like basically like the reference was he's the one that got the weekend big, and now he's getting all the radio hits and he doesn't deserve them.
well,
Like
I
first
mean,
of all,
when I first heard the weekend on when he dropped like the mixtapes like Thursday and House of Balloons,
mhm,
Echoes of Silence, Drake is on those mixtapes. Like that, I heard Drake first on, I think it was on the Zone on that song, and
mhm,
then on Kissland he's on a song called Live For. You know what I'm saying? But I know they've had history together. They had a super group with Drake, The Weeknd, and Melanie Fiona because they all from Canada. And
mhm.
Melanie Fiona years ago said that they were planning on doing a collab album, and it never happened. So I don't know what his relationship is with Melanie Fiona now, but him and The Weeknd has always been on and off like for years. So I guess it's the friendship is not it's off right now.
Well, and I think a lot of it has to do with, and I hate to say this, but
Mhm.
the weekend makes better music. There
Yes,
is not
it does.
one bad
I agree.
weekend album.
I
I'm
agree.
sorry, you can go back to anything you want, including mixtapes.
Yep.
There's not one bad weekend album. And I think his most slept on album is Damn FM,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Dawn FM,
Donald Trump. Yeah.
because nobody was really clicking on that. He had legends on that shit.
Yeah.
He made a song with Madonna.
Hmm.
Now, Madonna may not be as relevant as she was now back in the 80s,
Yeah.
but if you go back and listen to other rappers that have made songs with Madonna, yo,
Hmm.
they praise her because
Yeah.
we grew up on her.
Yeah.
She's in Dick Tracy. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I
Yeah.
mean,
That's Mahoney.
we grew up on her, so we still respect the music that she put out back then.
Right.
And again, she didn't write her own shit.
Right.
She was just a face and a voice. Mariah didn't write none of her shit like that. She's a
Hmm.
face and a voice.
Right.
So, again, that is not frowned upon in R&B or rock and roll or country or any of these other shit. But in rap, it's frowned upon because rap was supposed to be a message of authenticity.
Right.
And we lost that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Now, stretching the imagination, sure. Like that is what you do. You know what I mean? You could stretch the imagination, but there's some truth behind it. Do I believe that Hove lost 92 bricks and got them all back? Jay, I love you, but shut the fuck up. You ain't lose no 92 bricks, okay? So that is fabricated to me. That's a
Mm,
long list of, fabrication,
right.
sure. But as far as like dating his roots back, you could hate on the man all you want, but
Mm,
he was out there doing his thing. As much as people, there are Nas haters. You can hate Nas all you want, but when he said you was coming to my building and I ain't even give you my number, he
right.
was right.
Facts.
Jay was right on the I showed you your first tech, with Large Professor.
Hmm.
Large Professor confirmed it, and then Nas said, "Hey, you was calling my crib, and I ain't even give you my number."
Right.
So it's all these are all true facts.
Right.
Were some things stretched out in both diss songs? Yeah, but that's hip hop. We don't have that anymore. And
Yeah.
again, this is not an album that we are going to talk about 10 years from now about how dope it was, nor will any of these diss songs ever be in anybody's top 10.
I don't know. I think it's a good comeback. Well, at least the Iceman. I didn't listen to the other two R&B albums. I
You
know
don't need
like a lot of people has been saying it's been garbage. I had Mojo Flow hit me up. Shout out to Mojo. He told me like he didn't like the other two albums, and he's a
yeah,
huge Drake fan.
they're
He liked
throwaway.
Iceman. I thought Iceman is good.
Yes.
But again, like remember, like I haven't liked the Drake album since in like 8 years. So um, I'm just going off of like the songs and the production. I think it was good. Now how it are we still going to be bumping it throughout 2026 is going to be the main question. It's
No.
already getting backlash because of the disses he has on the album. I think that's the main thing that people are focusing on. But the actual songs and the production is good. But I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna do the whole wait and see thing. I'm gonna bump it in, because he's still talented. He's still a talented artist. I think people
Yes.
forgot about that.
He's
He's
a great
talented
entertainer.
regardless of like the ghost rider rumors and all that. He's still talented. He still has an audience. He sounds really angry on this album, and I'm comparing it to when Tupac got out of jail and he went to death row. He was really angry at the East Coast and he was going at everybody on the East Coast. This is Tupac in 2026. You know what I'm saying? Even though Drake
Mhm.
took a sabbatical for 2 years, he wasn't locked up. But he, according to him, he was talking to a psychiatrist. His father had cancer. I think that all plays in him acting out right now. But like him going at everybody that's basically better than him lyrically in the game this is
Mhm.
like Tupac against Bad Boy and Mobb Deep and Jay and the Fugees, everybody that he went at during the 90s. He sounds really angry. He
Yeah.
sounds like he has something to prove with this album. And I like it. I think it's a dope album. I think it's banging. Now, is it gonna be one of the best Drake albums? I don't know. I don't know because there's some, like I said, after if you're reading this, I didn't like a lot of the albums he was coming out with, like the collab
Me
albums.
neither.
I'm not a Future fan, and I still
Nope.
listen to that Future album, and it didn't do nothing for me. The
Nope.
shit with 21 Savage, I don't care for 21 Savage. So all that shit that he was dropping, I didn't care for, but he still had big hit songs on those albums, right? He can still deliver hit records. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's like I'm listening at it. I'm looking at it as a whole, a bigger picture as an album project. Like, where is it gonna rank with his best stuff? I don't know. I think it's too early to tell. But I do like it. I think it's a banging album. I think he has the momentum from For All My Dogs going into with this album, and he just sounds really he sounds really angry. He sounds different compared to his earlier stuff. And like people were saying, like Kendrick is living rent free in his head. He's been living in his head for
Yeah.
the last 2 years, and you can tell it bothers him
Yeah.
because he
Everything
never had
bothers him.
nobody. He never had nobody of that on that tier come at him the way Kendrick did. You know what I'm saying? Like Meek Mill is dope, but he's not Kendrick.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And I love Pusha. Even Pusha is not Kendrick. You know what I'm
Whoa, whoa,
saying?
whoa,
And
whoa. No, 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 no.
at
Don't.
least for me, like for
No,
because
no,
no, I'm
don't
saying
you
I
dare
love the
put
clips.
Pusha T.
I love the
It,
clips. I love Pusha T. I'm saying to me, Kendrick has more variety with his subject matter in his music compared to Pusha T does.
okay, variety, yes, but do not. He
I'm
is
I'm
not a
not
better
saying Pusha T
lyricist
is
than
whack.
Pusha
I'm
T.
saying to me, Kendrick is the better lyricist than Pusha. That's what I'm
Fucking out
saying.
your mind. You're out your mind.
I know you go. I know
You see,
you.
people,
I love the.
this is
I love the
this is
coconut
why
shit.
this is why you get this type of podcast. Two voices, no filters, and I am going to totally disagree with my partner over here, my
Okay.
brother,
Okay.
because you are out of your fucking mind.
I
You
hear
think
you.
Kendrick,
I
he
think
can't hold, yo, put them in a battle. Pusha T is washing him.
I don't know. I
That's
think
just my
Kendrick wins that
opinion.
battle.
I
I
think
think
Pusha
Kendrick
is
will
a
win that.
way better lyricist. Yeah.
Pusha is dope.
No, I will
I've been a
agree that
fan.
he is more versatile. Pusher is only good for one thing. I get that. I will agree with you on that. Kendrick has done songs with The Weeknd. He has blended very nicely. He could do hip
Yeah,
hop,
yeah,
R&B. He can do. I mean, Kendrick could fuck around and do country,
right,
and I think because country now is basically hip hop disguised.
right.
So I think he could do that too. But Pusher, when it comes to lyrics, I think Pusher's better.
Pusha is dope. He has a
Yeah.
solid discography. He's a great solo artist, one of the best to come from a group. I'll give him that. But
Yes, finally, Cal, somebody agrees with me that Joe killed this motherfucker Drake. Making of a Murderer Part 1.
mhm,
Oh my God. Was
he
crazy.
went at Joe Budden too. He went at Joe.
Yeah, no, he went at Joe and the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? So it sounds like he's really angry and he has something to prove, and you could tell the battle affected him. You know what I'm
He said
saying?
turn.
He
I
said
don't know if
something.
he's talking about turn
He
my
told
mic
about me. He
off or
told about me.
yours.
He told me. You know what I
I
mean?
just think Pusha T is that's just my
Yeah, see, like he's one of the best solo artists to come from a group. Definitely, I'll give him that. Like right up there. I'm putting him right up there with Buster. I'm putting him right up there with Jadakiss. I think he's that great. He made a name for himself solo
Mhm.
wise. I never heard like a bad
and,
Pusha T project. He's great.
and let's not
I'm
forget
just saying
people.
like when you listen to a Kendrick album, you're getting more variety of more. It's
Yes,
more subject matter compared to what Pusha is doing. That's what I'm saying.
Pusher
But it
Pusher is just like what Griselda is. It is a certain
right,
audience. There's
right,
not much versatility in Griselda.
right.
You know what I mean? You're not gonna get a whole bunch of R&B hits and all that. West could do it because
Yeah,
West is versatile.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Conway can do it a little bit.
He,
Benny,
he
I
hasn't
don't
done it
think.
really.
Yeah, and I don't think he'll ever want to step in that lane. Just my opinion. But
Ov Ho said, "Hope you all enjoyed what me and Drake cooked." I don't even know who you are.
uh yeah,
I don't know. Is that a troll? I don't know.
eh,
Is this?
I don't know who it is. I don't.
Oh man, the Drake fans. I love it.
Yeah, and like I said, calling out Hove, I'm sorry, that's a mistake. And y'all just breaking doesn't hold the candle to Jay. I'm
Nah,
sorry.
he not
Like
Drake.
and you know, if M gets involved,
You don't want that.
he don't want that
You don't
smoke
want that
either.
problem. No.
Because that's when Eminem can make a dope fucking album. Is when he's pissed and he's able to go at somebody. Other than that,
I don't want an album. Just give me a diss record. I
no,
don't need the
just
album.
give me a diss record. Give
Yeah, I
me
don't. No album.
give me a Machine Gun Kelly
Right.
response. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Exactly.
but
And
but
nail in the coffin. Give me that. I don't
yes,
want no album from M. Not right now.
yeah.
Give me nail in the coffin. He was good at the diss records. You know, going at Benzino, going at Everlast, and Moby and
Yeah.
all that. He could do a classic diss record against Drake.
Yeah, if he just does a diss record, I'd be totally fine with that. I
Right.
wouldn't, I don't want an album.
Nah,
I'm
no
I'm
album. I don't need
good.
no album from him.
Yeah, I'm good. After Slim Shady 2, please
Yeah.
just let it just
Please.
let the death of Slim Shady be exactly that. We don't need a comeback.
Yeah. Speaking of M, I just saw they have the new D12 album coming out. I think it's May 29th.
What up? What up?
He has the new single with Ice T and Exhibit is on the first single.
For who?
for a D12. They're coming back.
Oh God,
I mean,
why?
I'm interested in checking it out. The first D12 album
No,
to me
I'm
was
not
classic.
interested.
You're
Ladies
not
and
interested,
gentlemen, I will let
bro.
Triborough do a five. I'll cap him at
I'm not doing no
five
reviews for that.
minutes.
No,
I will cap him at 5 minutes
I,
to do a quick
I,
D12 review
I,
because
I
D12
will
is
do a synopsis.
trash.
I'm not doing no album reviews. I'm done with that. I'm
Okay.
doing a synopsis. I'll do a synopsis on a quick my thoughts on the D12 album when that drop next. Is it next week after next?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm interested in hearing it. Like if Eminem's gonna be on it, and then when you have Eminem and Ice-T
Well,
and Exhibit, that's gonna be
first.
fire. That's gonna be
I
fire.
think we got
I
an
gotta hear
OV Hove. All right. So I wrote Sexy Red's verse.
what
Okay.
is going on here, bro. I
Yeah,
don't like
I
Sexy
don't
Red. I don't
know.
listen to it, so
Yeah, I don't listen to Sexy Red.
there's nothing sexy about her.
No. And again, I'm still in the Little Kim crushed Nicki Minaj back when she dissed her, but nobody listened because Nicki's popular. She's a
Right,
pop artist.
right.
She's not a lyricist. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Her dopest verse is probably the one on Monster. And that's
Yeah.
because Kanye's not gonna let you be on the same track with Jay
Mm-hmm.
spitting anything garbage.
Facts, facts.
So I bet you, and I can put money on it. I wish we could talk to rappers
Mm-hmm.
because I can guarantee she had to rewrite her verse 3-4 times, or either Kanye or Jay helped her write that a little bit.
Right.
Because that was her best verse she's ever. That whole shitting on him,
Mm-hmm.
that shit was corny. That shit was trash.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? And little Kim caught her. She got her. She ate her. She's
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, you're supporting your brother. He's a rapist. He's all this. He's that. So she got her. But
Right.
because little Kim is not popular anymore, and Nicki was popular, everybody just shut out little Kim.
Kim is a legend.
Foxy would have whooped her ass up.
Kim is a legend over here. We always support her.
Yeah. Foxy Brown would have washed her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Foxy wrote her own shit. And she hung with the firm. You're not getting in a booth track with AZ and Nas and not holding your fucking own.
Right.
So that's just my thing. Kanye made Rick Ross sound good. Whoa, you are out of control. Whoever you are, please subscribe and keep coming back because you're out of control. And I love people like you that Kanye made Rick Ross sound good.
Danny, what up?
Are you crazy? Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yes. I forgot about that Black Friday.
I remember that.
Yep, I remember that. Remy Ma.
Remy got her.
Yeah, Remy got her.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give her that too. But Remy, I wish she was more consistent. I know she got locked up. And then when she came out, she did a dope slept on project with Fat Joe. That was a dope album.
Yeah.
And then came the All the Way Up remix with Jay and the whole scandalous. So that was a dope comeback, but then she never followed up.
Yeah.
She should have dropped another solo.
I don't know. She's doing like social. She's doing like content now, so for social media. So
yeah, and Cal, I agree with you. I don't like his personality. I think he's fraudulent. You talked all this shit. You went to Canada and got beat up by a white boy. Definitely part of OVO. That guy had to be part of OVO because you're not gonna slap Rick Ross in the fucking face. And Rick thought he was tough playing fucking Not Like Us in Canada. Are you stupid? You might as well go to a blood hood.
Listen, let's not act like Canada is Compton now. I got family in Canada. I've been to Canada.
I'm not saying that. But when you're in an arena full of Drake fans and you come out and you're Rick Ross, you just got done dissing him, and now you're playing Not Like Us and singing it and pointing at everybody, you're going to get slapped. And I can guarantee you that was somebody from Drake crew. I am not saying Canada's tough at all. Look, I'll slap the shit out of fucking Drake. Okay? I'll Puff Daddy his ass. Bow, real quick.
Not Diddy.
He's a
Not Diddy.
bitch. You started in Degrassi. You was in a wheelchair. Calm down. You're not a gangster. You started acting. You were never in the street. He was never in the streets. Can we please highlight this? Drake was never in the streets. He is a Tekashi 6ix9ine. He was never in the streets. Tekashi was a little Mexican bitch that wanted to be down with something, got down with the Blood set. He was getting paid. Bloods was getting paid. Then he ratted everybody out.
Right.
That's it. He was never a gangster. So
Yeah.
that's my
I
thought.
like what do you ranking the album? What on a scale of 1 to 10?
Right now, it's a solid 7.
Okay.
There's really only like out of the 18 tracks, there's maybe 6 I don't like.
Yeah, same.
Well,
Same.
not that I don't like them. It's just that it's just kind of
they're more for like the strip clubs.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're more for the ladies. The other 2, I'd rank them both at a 4.
Okay.
Only because they're just throwaways. You could tell whatever he had in storage and whatever he had in scraps, he just because he got out of his deal. And
Right.
Yo, congratulations! And again, Drake is a great entertainer, and hopefully by now he's a big boy, and maybe he is writing his own lyrics now. We don't know. I don't know. So maybe he is writing his own shit by now, but.
Yeah, I give the album an 8. I think the album was solid. Like I said, like minus the 5 or 6 songs. Like when he's rapping, that's his lane. I feel like he's good at doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like really getting things off of his chest and telling people how he feels and I thought it was dope. So I mean, we're gonna see where it is at the end of this year if it makes our top 10 album list. Maybe it's we'll see what happens depending on what else comes out this year.
Yeah, when we do our year wrap up at the end of the year,
yeah,
if he makes it, I'll be surprised. But really, what has come out? And Cal, I'm always a rock fan.
I don't think, bro. I've never done any Drake content. I don't think I've ever had a Drake album on my year end list. So this might be the first time ever.
Yeah, and again, like if we're talking The Weeknd and R&B or Drake, right. I'm still gonna listen to The Weeknd.
Yeah,
way more. Like my Weeknd listening is here.
Yeah,
my same. Drake listening is I can
Weeknd always he's been consistent and he's never had a bad album.
He makes bangers.
Yeah,
and it don't matter what you say, he sells out arenas.
Facts.
Every time in every country. And again, I will say this with confidence. He is this generation's Michael Jackson, not in a Thriller or any I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you watch footage of his videos and look at the crowds, there are people fainting because he comes out on stage.
I wish I could cut your mic off right now.
No,
because that to me is blasphemy. There will never be another MJ.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying this generation doesn't appreciate Michael Jackson like we do. Just like 20, 30 years from now, nobody's going to appreciate The Weeknd like the fans that are going to become our age appreciate The Weeknd. Right. There's always going to be somebody that the generation has to relate to. Michael is not relevant, was not relevant, to new people until now. The movie, of course.
But you got Chris Brown. Chris Brown is like the closest thing to Mike as far as like dancing.
Chris Brown, people still haven't forgiven him for Rihanna.
Well, they got to get over it. Rihanna got 3 kids with A$AP Rocky. They got to get over that.
I understand that. I get it. I never stopped listening to Kiss was my shit.
Right.
But I'm just saying, as far as like impact of how he does his shows, how he sells out arenas, people are fainting. Men are fainting.
Right.
That's Michael Jackson status.
Yeah.
Not saying he's a better, better than Mike. I'm not. Don't put me in that category. I'm not doing that.
Hey, but
But
there's
the
one
weekend,
problem. You already have Drake thinking that he's Michael Jackson. He has the
he's
glove on
not.
the album cover.
Yeah,
He
but
bought the actual sequin glove of Michael's,
yeah,
and he's one hit away from surpassing Michael for the number one hits. He says Weekend is whack. I mean, hey,
hey,
to
that's
each
your
his own.
opinion.
To each his own.
Yeah, to each his own. But the weekend doesn't have 1 week album,
Nah, you don't.
and Drake's got tons of week albums, week mixtapes. I mean, I
Yeah.
always go back to the Funk Master Flex freestyle. Hold on, Flex. Hold on, Flex. I got you. Hold on. Let me just go through my phone real quick. Yo, now hold on, Flex. I fucked it up. Hold on. Yo, Flex, I'm feeling it. Yo, you ready, New York? Come on, shut up. Shut
He
shut
said I would. He said I would
the
fake the
fuck up.
Drake never to the weekend. Oh man.
Uh
Wow. Okay.
all right, you must be a female. First of all, I ain't fainting over no man. And I'm Jay's biggest stan, and I would not faint
Man.
in his presence. No man, woman. I think I would have fainted in Michael's presence, especially being a kid.
Michael just stand on stage for 10 minutes and not say nothing, and people are fainting. Drake ain't doing that. He
You
said take
yo
Gambino over. Take
over.
Gambino. What you mean?
No, no,
What you mean?
no,
Take
no,
Gambino.
no. I don't know who.
Who's Gambino?
Listen, uh, Cal, I'll let you know right now. I never say pause because I'm a man. I'll say what the fuck I want, and there's no pause. And I know Dame would probably whoop me out, but if I ever had Dame on here and he said pause, the first thing I'm doing is telling him shut the fuck up.
I'm
Stop with
cutting
the
his mic
pause.
off.
Stop with the pause. Nah, pause to me is just that's I don't know. A real man shouldn't have to say no homo.
Right.
It's
Jadakiss
you
said
know,
that.
yeah. I mean, why do I have to say pause? Dudes are fainting.
Yeah.
Go look at the footage. I'm not saying I'm fainting,
Mm.
but you mean to tell me, Cal, if you was a kid, if you was 11, 12, even 15 years old and you met Michael Jackson, your body isn't going to get that cool, like, oh my God sensation? Anybody that says that, no, that wouldn't be me because I'm gang banging on bacon. Shut up.
Now
Shut up.
there's a but see, but there's a difference between fainting and being starstruck. Like
Yeah,
you could be
I think I'd
like
be.
like
I
see
think
like
I'd
when
be.
I met Will and Jada right back in 2006. I was starstruck because I didn't expect to see them at the same place I was at. So that caught me off guard. So I was starstruck when I met Will Smith. But
Yeah,
fainting,
no, I
nah,
get
we're
it.
not fainting when we meet somebody. That's not happening.
Yeah,
They regular
no,
people like us.
no, yeah. If you look at the people that were fainting at Michael Jackson's concerts, they were mostly foreigners, white
Right,
girls,
right, right,
and they've
right.
fallen back. I mean, and the weekend has that same impact on these, you know, early 20s, teens,
That's way before the entanglement. I didn't know they were going through all that.
it would be way different.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was
but
way before. That was oh
but at
six. I
any
we ain't hear
stage,
about nothing about no entanglement back then.
but at any stage, just meeting Michael, being in his presence,
Yeah,
is like I heard when you're in Prince's presence, it feels magnetic. Like it
right,
feels like you just feel that energy from
right.
every interview that I've seen. Michael just brought a different vibe with him.
Yeah,
Same with Prince. If Prince even talked to people, they felt like great.
right.
And I mean, we're talking high level artists are in interviews saying when Prince talked to me, I felt special.
Right.
And these are coming from huge artists. So, what? Jada mad about the real rumors?
I have nothing bad to say about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. I'm good.
Yeah,
They
nah.
great people.
They're all just weird as hell. Um, but anyways, I mean, we'll see where it ranks at the end of the year. I don't really. There's not really any big album announcements that I could think of.
I mean, you got Stoke. Stoke out saying he's dropping before the end of this month. I don't see it
We'll
happening.
see.
We'll see.
I'm over that hype. I know West Side Guns got a new
Yeah,
project coming out.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Hmm.
Benny is working on the album with Jermaine Dupri, so
Yeah,
looking forward to that because Jermaine Dupri, I always think of him as more of a R&B
right,
type of vibe. So I'm really interested to see what he gonna do with Benny.
right.
And I know even though it was slept on, I know Conway's coming out with another album. He said probably around October, November.
Mm-hmm.
So he's cooking up tracks
Mm-hmm.
because his last album got slept on. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but
I was fired.
out out of the entire Griselda team and a lot of the albums that came out last year, his was slept on.
Right.
Extremely slept on. It was better than Summertime Butch.
Yeah,
It was
I agree.
better than a lot of shit that came out,
I agree.
you know? In
That's
Cole's album, everybody was raving over Cole's album.
it
It was
is some
okay.
dope joints. It's not a great double album though.
Yeah, it's
Right.
okay.
Yeah,
It's not. And again, are we gonna look back on it 10 years from now? If this is truly your last album, are we
nah,
gonna look back at this 10 years from
it's,
now and be like, yo,
it's not
this
his
was
last.
a classic?
It's not his last album. He has another project called "It's a Boy," and he was supposed to drop that. I think before might delete later, but he for whatever reason he saved it. So that "It's a Boy" mixtape is gonna come out. I don't know when, maybe this year or next year, but it's not his last project.
If Drake takes
Uh,
my girl mid party.
wow, you got a
Um,
lot of you glazing Drake right now. You got a lot of praise for
yeah,
him.
man. I mean, you might be the one that wants to get up with
That
Drake.
might be that might be Aubrey right there for all we know. That might be
Yeah,
Drake
I
right there.
mean, look, again, I gave it a 7. You gave it an 8. At the end of the year, when we do our wrap up, we'll see.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's right, Cal. I forgot about that. They did.
yeah, Nelson
AZ
Easy.
did announce that on the Breakfast Club. I think it was the
Okay.
Breakfast Club
Yeah,
that him and Nas are also working on a project album, and that's. Can we just give a shout out to Nas and Mass
yes,
Appeal, man?
yeah,
Letting the legends shine and do their thing.
for
Yo,
sure,
that's a blessing in disguise
definitely.
because they are the only ones really keeping the glue together.
Oh yeah,
As far as like for us, for real hip
hmm,
hop heads,
right.
they're keeping it together.
So
So
that was a magical run last year to have albums from Slick Rick and Ray and Ghost and De La Soul, the Nas and Primo album we finally got after 30 years. That was great. That was an epic run. Mob Deep album was great. Big L album was they came out. I'm glad that
yeah,
they
it
rep
was just
Big L
yeah.
just to keep his name out there. That was good to see that.
I don't think it did anything for him.
Right.
I'm. It sucks because I think he'd be right up there with Jay, Big,
Yeah.
all of them. But
Hmm.
it did nothing for him. Just like when Fat Joe released Endangered Species for Big
Yeah.
Pun, it did nothing for him. It sounded horrible.
I mean, that was like a compilation of like his features and unreleased tracks. They
Yeah,
they called it a greatest hits album. I'm like, he only got 2 albums, bro. It can't be
yeah,
a greatest hits
can't
album.
yeah, you can't have a greatest hits with 2 albums.
Yeah.
Yes, Pac can have greatest hits, yes,
Yeah.
but Biggie can't. You can't put out a greatest hits.
Like
You might as well just put the whole Life After Death
that's
on
basically
there.
the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't think there's a skippable track on either one of those.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's just me. Anyways, you wanna
Yeah.
give your analysis on the Punisher real
The
quick? What do you think of it?
Punisher One Last Kill. That was a special that came on streaming, and he had John Barathol playing Frank Castle and Punisher, and he was really dealing with a lot of PTSD and really struggling with memories of his daughter and his wife Marie, and you had cameos by Karen Page, the character from Daredevil. She was in it, and he had like some hallucination scenes with Karen. His friend Curtis Hoyle was in it. And he ended up passing away. He had some hallucination scenes with him. Judith Light from Who's the Boss. She played Janucci, and he was Frank was working for like the Janucci family. He had killed off like her family in the Janucci family. He killed off like I think her husband and her son, and she was out for revenge, and he ended up living in like some housing complex. It looked like they filmed it in the Bronx, and the Marginucci came to the housing complex to to kill him, and she told him like you got until like 6:47 before I sick the wolves on you, and so he had to like call that, but he didn't leave. He stayed his ground, and he took out like everybody that came at him at that housing complex, and they were killing off his next door neighbors and everything, and he was like a one man show, and he like obliterated everybody that came at after him, and there was like a corner store where he would go get his morning coffee, and they were wrecking havoc on that store, and the store owner, and he went there to save the store owner and the store and his wife and his daughter, and the daughter used to like wave to him when he would come into the store every morning, and she like drew like a paper flower for him, and once he saved them, like he had went to the his wife's grave and his daughter's grave, and he put like the flower on the daughter's grave, and he was just like going through a lot of like memories of when they were a happy family, and I love that. I love the action fight scenes in it, and this is we need a John Bernthal Punisher big screen movie in theaters, because he hasn't gotten that. He's gotten the streaming series. They gave him the streaming special, but I would like to see like a theaters film for the Punisher.
Yeah, because the last good Punisher film we got was the one where John Travolta played the villain.
Right.
So
Yeah, Thomas
that was the
Jane.
last
He
film.
played the
Yeah,
Punisher back then. Yeah,
yeah, that one was dope.
that
And
was good.
then the second one that came out, it was
Yeah,
just way too overstretched.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't like that one. Hanging
mhm,
from a chandelier, shooting people, spinning in a circle.
right.
But yet, people say they hate movies like Shoot 'Em Up. I just don't understand. It's the same type of silliness, like Gun Fu. What do you think John Wick is?
Right.
You don't think that John Wick would have been shot the first fucking home invasion? Come on.
Mhm,
Like, but this is something that when we watch the movie, we let our minds go.
yeah,
But then you have movies like The Punisher, what is it, Warzone?
yeah,
And like people lose their mind. That was trash.
yeah.
So you mean to tell me John Wick would have survived, 4 John Wicks, but the Punisher can't hang from a chandelier shooting people in a circle? You know what I
Right.
mean? You mean to tell me that Shoot 'Em Up, that the guy can't stuff a carrot in a trigger and pull it and shoot somebody? Like,
Mm,
this is the whole thing, you
right.
know? In John Wick, they killed it with a fucking pencil. With a pencil.
Right.
You remember, and then he showed you how he did it in the second
Mhm,
one,
right.
right? But then when and Shoot 'Em Up, when he stabbed the guy with the carrot, what was the
Mhm,
first? Oh, that's you can't do that. It's a carrot. It doesn't make any sense.
right.
The stupid things that people let go, and then the other things that they hold on to. You're when you go see Fast and the Furious, next they're just gonna go to hell. They're gonna meet the devil. They're gonna defeat the
They got to
devil,
stop it.
and then resurrect fucking Earth, and then be back on Earth with superpower cars
They,
and superpower human
they,
strength.
they need to just stop this series. Like now, Vin Diesel came out and said that they're doing 4 spin-off series for the franchise. So they're gonna be doing this forever. That's like his bread and butter now.
Yeah,
I don't think it's needed. We don't need
that's all
four
he's
spin-off
got.
series.
That's all he's got, and it
He
sucks.
has that in Pitch Black. you know. Oh, you want him to do another Riddick? I don't want to see another Riddick
No, I
movie. I
don't
mean,
want to see another
the second
Riddick
one was
either.
trash. I don't.
Yeah, I don't want to see another one. He's got nothing else.
Yeah,
A Man Apart, I think is his
that was good.
biggest slept on movie.
That was good.
That was dope. Him taking on the cartel, and you had Lorenz Tate in there. Like,
Yeah,
that was a dope film, and a lot of people slept on it. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Um, but like, I don't. I don't want to see another Pitch Black. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Kal-El said Fast versus Jurassic Park. That was the
Yeah, for
next thing,
real.
right? You
Real.
you
Like,
put you put like the cars in at the Jurassic park.
yeah, like,
Oh
again,
man,
when you go to see something like that, you have to let your mind go. They flew a Fiaro in fucking space.
in space,
In Tyrese and Ludacris said, "Hey, they're getting paid.
right?
These are still making $1 billion at the box
Yep.
office. It's like Marvel. Look, after Endgame,
Hmm.
Captain Marvel was okay, but
I like
they
it.
slowly, gradually started, going
Yeah.
down. And then I like the one with the Asian dude.
Oh,
Or
Shang-Chi,
yeah,
Shang-Chi.
yes,
Yeah,
I
that
like
was
that
good.
movie.
I
I
liked it.
thought the CGI was a little gimmicky at the end,
Yeah,
but other
yeah,
than that, I thought it was a dope action movie.
right.
And then they did nothing with him. They threw him away. And then they got the Marvels. That was garbage.
I went to see that one too.
Yeah, I'm sorry you did. I waited for it to come out on Disney Plus, and I was glad that I waited.
Right. Yeah.
And then the only other one that's in between that whole thing,
Mhm.
let's count out the series. But if you're talking movie wise, Volume 3, Guardians of the Galaxy was the only good one.
I didn't even see that one. I didn't
You
see that
know,
one.
and then Spider Man.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man to me was the best one during that time. Like
No Way
out
Home
of
was
all the
the
movies,
good.
I really loved what was it? No Way Home. That was a good
Yeah,
one. I
yeah,
enjoyed
because
that
it
one.
it had all the old heads. But
Yeah,
other than that, there wasn't really any good. Like Doctor Strange,
I didn't like that.
Multiverse, that was trash.
Yeah,
And then you had, if we
yeah.
go TV
Ant-Man. I didn't
shows,
like the Ant-Man sequels either.
yeah, I didn't like the Wasp. I didn't like any of
No.
that shit. It was all
Yeah.
slowly, gradually falling.
Right.
And now I feel like the only reason, Fantastic Four was okay.
That was good. I enjoyed that.
I do like
That
that,
was a good reboot.
but
Yeah.
I feel like they're bringing back Doctor Doom and they're bringing back, Robert
Mhm.
because they need him.
They need them. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why they're bringing him back.
Yeah.
And if they stick to the comic book story arc where Iron Man actually does turn into Doom,
Right.
then it would explain everything. Because the first thing was, how is Robert Downey Jr. going to play a hero and then become Doctor Doom? Well,
Right.
in a comic, there was a comic
Spider-Man.
series where he did,
Yeah. He was a
so
variant.
they could do that.
Yeah.
Yes, Michael Keaton was dope as
Yes.
the
Yes. I
villain of
love Tobey
Spider-Man.
Maguire's Spider-Man. I thought he was great.
Yep. And um I know a lot of people shit on Andrew Garfield, but I like both those films.
Okay.
Second one being a little cheesy, but
Mhm.
the reason why he got so much backlash is because of what he did to those kids at the kids hospital. That was fucked up. Um, Other than that, I liked them. I thought they were good movies, but the fact that he wouldn't get into the Spider-Man costume and go to a children's home
Mhm.
without getting paid, that's some bitch shit.
Yeah.
Whereas Tobey Maguire has done it. Robert Downey Jr. stole the Iron Man suit to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they weren't getting paid. There was no cameras around. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Tom Holland has done it. He
Yeah.
has dressed up as Spider-Man and went to the sick children's home. If I played a character like that, I would do it for free. You ain't got
Right.
to pay me. But Andrew Garfield had the audacity to want to get paid?
Crazy.
Like, nah. So, uh, yes. Well, that's because what's his name directed it? Same director of Evil Dead. Sam.
Sam Raimi.
Yeah, Sam Raimi
Yeah.
directed Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse, which in its own movie, it was fun,
Mhm.
but it just going along with the story arc, too much shit going on, too
Yeah.
much.
It
So
was
I didn't put much thought into it.
right.
I just let it go as it's just a good movie on its own, but I'm not going to put much weight into it.
Right.
So if they don't make a tremendous comeback with this whole Doctor
They got
Doom
to.
shit,
They got to.
if it's not everything that they're making this hype up to be,
Mm.
it's over.
My
Marvel is
fantasy my
over.
movie fantasy team depends on it. They gotta hit a home run with this.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because that like for my fantasy team, I got like three movies that come out at the end of the year. So I'm hoping out the gate, Doomsday does $1 billion. I'm definitely gonna go see that when that comes out, and they gotta hit a grand slam with this.
yeah. I'm hoping they do. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Um, I might go to the movies to go see it. I don't know. I'm kind of a movie snob now. I don't like going to
I
theaters
know
anymore.
you're like an elitist now. You're like
I
you
just
know,
I don't want to sit there and listen to people fucking clap and all that. Like, shut the fuck
bro.
up.
I remember when I went to the premiere for Endgame that night, and there were grown men crying when Tony passed away, when he died. They were
What I
they were
was
grown men
that,
in back me that was crying.
yeah. I mean, and that's some people
I've
just get
I've never
so
been to a Marvel movie at that, and I saw
yeah,
like people crying
yeah.
over a character dying on screen. I'm like, this is crazy.
I've seen people cry in like different movies. Like
Yeah,
I when I went to go see Titanic
mhm,
in the theater,
yeah,
um, I took my sister because she wanted to see it. She was a huge. She read books on Titanic and all.
mhm.
So I ended up bringing her to go see it, and we watched it in 3D back then. And I mean, people were crying all around us when Leonardo DiCaprio died and drowned. People were weeping, and I'm just like, it's a movie. You know what I mean? But when I was a kid, I cried in movies too.
Man,
So
salute. I do agree
what?
with what
What?
Kal-El said. He said it's all about X-Men. They have all the great stories and villains, so we got to see it. I definitely agree. How they bring
Yeah.
back the X-Men, it's gonna say a lot about moving forward the future of Marvel.
Ah. Look, Cal, and you know what the saddest part is, and I was telling my wife this, and it's gonna
Oh,
kill me not to do it. But when Jay does die, I am not. I'm not making no video. I'm not doing none of that shit because everybody's gonna be blowing this man so fucking hard. Cal, this is for you. Pause. Um, that there's gonna be so much. Oh my god, I love
I-
Jay. He was the greatest of all time. When he dies,
right.
right now he's the most hated person. But when he dies,
We,
every Tom, Dick, and Harry's gonna try to ride that wave, and I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to look like the fake fucking. You want to watch Jay Z videos? I've made fucking 50 of them. Go find them. You
right.
know what I mean? Like that's how I feel when he dies. I'm just gonna let that man.
We already lived through so many legends dying, like living through
Yeah,
Biggie passing away, and Aaliyah, and Left Eye, and Freaky Ty, and Pac. It was like pun dying was a shock. You know what I'm saying? And,
yeah,
and it's all of our. I feel like all of my childhood legends are passing away. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And it's not too many legends that's left. It's Nas, it's Jay, maybe a few others, but that's about it.
I just again, I don't want to be that guy trying to suck up the clout. Like I don't. And I said to my wife, I said, it's going to kill me because I'm an actual Jay fan.
Oh, this is funny.
It is. And I
Darren,
get it.
Darren, Darren Johnson said I cried when they fired Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my man, DJ.
Oh man,
But it's
salute.
like, I just don't want to be a part of that gravy train trying to snatch up every view and like and all that. I
But,
might, I might throw something in my stories, but I ain't going to make
but
no
don't look at
video.
it like you're doing what everybody else is doing. You're giving your own personal thoughts and sharing it with the world of what how much Jay-Z meant to you.
Nobody would care. Everybody, most of the
What
people
you
would
mean
just
nobody would care? What you talking? You have a huge audience.
listen.
People would
Go
care.
back. Go back. Like right now, everybody is talking about him in a negative light.
Who, Jay-Z?
Everybody. Yes.
Why?
Everybody except for like the artists that still fuck with him.
Uh
But like even they're saying some of the interviews again, he's doing certain interviews with certain people because he can control the narrative. You know what I mean?
well,
If
I
he
mean,
was
I mean, look at Drake hasn't done any interviews, so we may never hear him speak. We only gonna hear him speak on record.
Yeah, but
What is it gonna take to get Drake to do an interview? Do we got to get Oprah Winfrey out of retirement, or you know what I'm saying? Like who can get him to do an interview right now?
please don't bring Oprah back. We don't need her.
I'm just saying it's like do we need somebody of that caliber to get him to do a sit down interview and talk about the last 2 years?
Yeah, I just guess I just guess that it's going to be a point where until he dies, he's never actually going to be able to rest. You know what I mean? He's always going to have some kind of hate. Even Michael, you know what I mean? Like when he died, here we are still making documentaries. Like he's dead. Leave the man alone.
Right.
You know, and he's not even here to defend himself.
Right.
So, you know, Prince dies, and all of a sudden it's, you know, oh, he was a piece of shit. Oh, he only wanted to make his own music. Oh, the record labels treated him great. He was lying, like for clout, like just to get a click on a video.
Right.
You know, I just, it just irritates me. That's
Right.
all. I just never been that guy. I've never jumped on the bandwagon of somebody dying. I
Right.
wanted to do it with Hogan, but I didn't want to do it.
I did that with Hogan, and people felt like, how could you post about Hogan? I'm like, bro, like that was my introduction to
To
WWF.
wrestling.
So
My
what even,
career.
yes, I know all the bad shit he's done, but at the same time, when I look at the red and yellow, it takes me back to my childhood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Anytime you see a combination like that,
Right.
my brain
You know what I'm
instantly,
saying?
I'm a Hulkamaniac.
Right.
Say your prayers, eat your vitamins. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like we was
You
all
know,
on that
I'm like,
shit.
none of us are perfect. Like he's made mistakes, and he's paying for that
Everybody
now in the
does.
afterlife.
There
But that
is
was
no
that
such
one
thing as
post I
perfect.
made just to pay homage to a legend.
Yeah. And like I
And
said,
mm,
and you seen it because we talked about it. As soon as he died, what were the first thing that people were putting out? He
yeah,
was a piece of shit. He was
yeah,
trash. He was the worst man on earth. He didn't care about anybody. Da da
right,
da 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 da. Instantly,
right,
we didn't even give this man a chance to be dead for 24 hours.
facts,
But only the real fans, the real wrestling people were like, man's a legend.
yeah,
Him and Vince McMahon did something that nobody else did.
right.
Period.
Everybody right now, Roman Reigns, John Cena, they owe Hulk Hogan everything
Yes.
because he
And
took it
again,
beyond the ring to entertainment.
The Rock. The
Yeah, The
Hulk
Rock,
had to put over The Rock to get The Rock where he was at.
right,
Yes, The Rock was liked as a heel.
yeah,
And then when he became babyface, they were like, what?
mhm,
You know what I
right,
mean? He
right,
wasn't getting all that. And then when Hogan put him over,
yeah,
then he became The Rock.
The Rock, and that was a great
So,
match.
yeah, fantastic match. But what I'm
Yeah,
saying is, people owe their careers to Hogan.
I agree.
And like Brett said, you wanted to be on Hogan's card because you knew that night you
Hmm.
was getting paid more.
Right,
And then when Macho Man became the champion, if you were on Macho's card, you were getting paid more.
facts,
So I don't want to I don't want to hear about how much of a piece of shit he was. Let's talk about his legacy.
right,
And people don't do that. Like I'd be the one to talk about Jay's legacy, not
right,
anything he's done in his because nobody's perfect. The
exactly,
man's so cracked to his mother
right,
for money. So
yeah,
again, nobody's perfect. Everybody has done something that they feel shamed or guilt about, no matter who you are.
right.
I don't care, you know? So, but we're gonna wrap it up. I didn't realize
Before
we've
we
already
leave.
been an hour and 40. You got anything to say? What
Yes,
up?
before we leave, I made a mistake last week, and this is on me. And you know,
I jumped in like double dutch. Yeah.
I got mad. I got mad on it was wrong of me to get mad and say shit. And I want to come on here and apologize to Kal-El. You know, me and Kal-El, we talked about like for 4 or 5 hours last week, and we ironed out a lot of shit that some things I didn't even know about. But it's all love over here. Like I never had no real issue with Kal-El. I felt like he was mad at me for the shit I was saying about Fabulous. I know Fab, he loves Fab, and
Yeah.
I like Fab, but But you know, I think it was like just a lot of like miscommunication and not speaking since the pandemic. And Cal is a good dude. I had no issues with Cal L. You know, whatever issue people have with him, keep my name out of it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? I don't
Keep
want
my
my
name
name
out
being
of it
thrown
too.
around in beefs that have nothing to do with me. You know, but Kal-El, you I fuck with you. You welcome on here anytime with us. You know, I
Yeah.
love his
Salute.
personality. He stands on business and he stands by what he says, and I love that. So I have no issue with Kal-El. So that's I had to apologize because that was wrong for me to come on here last week and say shit and not speak to him about it. So I can admit when I'm wrong and I apologize to Kal-El.
Same here. Had a conversation with Cal the next day. Called him up, and we I jumped in just because Try's my brother, and I didn't get all the facts either. So I apologize, and we did say that we would apologize, and when we're wrong, we're wrong.
Right,
And anything future wise, I'll be going to the source
right,
first, and then if they want to get on that level, then I'll address it in my own way, not on here. We really want this podcast to be a comfortable place where people can come up here and speak their mind, whether we agree or not. I don't agree with Try all the time, as you could see if you were watching, but at the end of the day, it's our opinions and we're still brothers over here.
right,
We're not, I'm not going to hang up, and end the podcast and be like, yo, don't call me tomorrow. I'm pissed.
right.
Like, so we should have got facts first. So salute.
And
Anytime you want to come up on here, let us know and we will talk it out about Fab anytime you want because we ready.
Well, when Nick was telling me like how toxic the movie community is, I didn't realize it until now.
Yeah,
Like we deal with this shit with the hip hop community, but just
yeah,
seeing like how people got so many different beefs and dislikes with each other, I'm like, bro,
yeah,
just keep my name out of that shit.
yeah. And that's why I don't go off of I try not to because people get jealous. If you have one video that does good, they hate you, and then your next video does bad and they're like, oh, what happened? It was
Why?
such a great video. So it's like,
The
you don't have to have the biggest
the
collection
videos don't make the
to be a
person though.
collector.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The
you
views
know
don't make who I am.
I'm
I
me.
make
I
the
don't buy
content.
new shit. You know what I'm saying? I have the movies that I either like or love, and the ones that I haven't seen, if I don't like them after I'm done watching them, they don't stay on the shelf. I don't care about having 3, 4, 5,000 movies. That does
Right,
not make me a better man. What makes me a man is my family's fed and everybody's taken care of, and the people that I care about are doing good. And if
right,
I can help in any way, I try to. Same with Try. Try has been there in conversations that I won't talk to anybody else about,
right,
and he's been there for me and vice versa.
right.
So this is what it is, and we want everybody to come up here, be comfortable, speak your mind, but don't get in your feelings if we don't agree. It's just
And
how it
and
is.
that and I won't look at you. I won't give you a side eye if we don't agree with me. Like
Yeah.
I think we got to do that weirdo episode at some point, bro.
Yeah, we
That has to
definitely
happen.
do. We
Yeah,
definitely do. I won't call out any names 'cause I'm not trying to do that, but behavior, yeah,
right,
yeah. Yeah, do you listen to music or do you just skim through it? But
right.
anyways, man, thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe to all 3 channels. Description down below. We love y'all, man. Try be going live all the goddamn time,
Yeah.
especially Wednesdays.
I just got off the phone with Ray Lance. Shout out to Ray Lance. I just got off the phone with him earlier tonight, and I told him like I got to go back live next week because I've been missing it for the playoff games, and I don't want to go live when my Knicks is playing, but I'm gonna go live. Hopefully they're not playing on Wednesday, but I'm gonna go live next week.
Yes, and we hope to have Ray up here next week to talk
Yes.
about the
Good man.
documentary.
Yep.
We had to switch things up real quick, so that's why you got this. Plus, it's perfect timing. Drake drop,
Yep.
and so boom. But anyways, we love y'all. Much love, and we will see you on the next one.
Salute.
Peace.